Tisha B'Av could be a very hard day for parents and caregivers, let alone somebody dealing with a neurodivergent child, a child who may not understand the importance of the day. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that have helped me personally get through this day. I am the Queen of Down Syndrome sister. I have been taking care of her basically every single Tisha B'Av for the past, I would say, more or less 19 years. She doesn't always go to overnight camp, but this year she is. So I want to share with you some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, and I hope that it will help you guys as well. So the first tip is prepare the day before. Now there are some basics. If your child, and the Queen has, especially during those toilet training days, went through multiple outfits, then I would, let's say she usually goes through 3 outfits, I would prepare 5 outfits, just so I'm not thinking, I'm not scrambling. Her drawers are more or less organized. I know where her clothing is, but you know what? Just having a bag of those extra outfits prepared helps me not have to think of things. And the same goes with food. Yeah, I know where my Cheerios are, I know where my snacks are, but prepare them before. Here's some tricks, little extra specials treat that we don't normally have, paired with raisins. And here is the favorite Cheerios. So I would just actually take the snacks and just pop them out. And you know what? The kids are home for the full day and you don't want to think of anything, prepare extra. So if in a normal day we eat 2 snacks, then I'll prepare 3 to 5 snacks, and it's just having them pre-portioned. Snacks like this, they don't spoil. And the beauty about it is that I can actually save it for the day after when they go back to camp or whatever the case is. And the same goes for mealtime. Now I personally love these containers. They are lunch boxes, but because I'm home, I actually take off the lid and pop it in the oven. So for a pickier eater, I'd have something like this, so I would have, let's say, 2 or 3 favorite foods here, and then I'd have a new food to try, something that we do all the time, but I'm not thinking of, oh yeah, what is their favorite food? What is the new food to try? It just stays in the routine, it stays here. And like I said, I prepare as much as possible the night or 2-3 days before. Going with the night before is moms, dads, caregivers, you need a comfortable space for yourself. And Tisha B'Av is really hard because we have to sit on the floor at least to Chatzos. For those of you who don't know what Chatzos is, that's noon, Jewish noon, based on the lunar new year. I mean, it's a whole math calculation that I don't understand, but bottom line is prepare your space and make it extra comfortable. Yes, we're supposed to be sad. Yes, it's a very solemn day, but you need to be in the right headspace to care for these children. I mean, look at the Queen of Down Syndrome. She has a feeding tube. If I'm not there to care for her, lots of stuff could happen. So prepare a floor space. We have this like pillow chair. I'll link it down below, and it just makes my back comfortable. Take some extra pillows, take some extra blankets. And why extra? Because you know your kids are going to want to share as well. So while you're sitting on the floor until Chatzos, you want to have that pillow chair, you want to have those blankets, you want to have whatever you need to be comfortable, ready for yourself and for your kiddos who are going to come and join you. Now that you have your space prepared, another good thing to add to your space is activities. Something that I like to do, and this actually depended on the, I guess, years of the Queen of Down Syndrome and what her ages were, is I picked activities that she was good at, nothing that was teaching per se, like a favorite is Uno, a favorite is Skippo, whatever the activities are. And like I said, it changed over the years, but I also made sure it's an activity that I didn't need to think of. An activity that didn't bother me. You know, some activities you have to put more brain effort into, especially, you know, when you have somebody who's neurodivergent and they need a lot of prompting and they need a lot of help playing a game. For me, it was pick the easiest of games. So I went through the toy closet, I picked out the easiest of games, I picked out the easiest of activities, and ones that I know this sounds terrible, enjoyed playing with her. So kind of like I set up a space for both of us. Now there were board games, there were arts and crafts activities. Right now she's into coloring, so had she be home, I'd set up, like, she's into this velvet art, so I'd have that, you know, out. Basically things that don't require, you know, much effort on me. Yes, of course, she can't play by herself, so I am going to be there and I'm going to play with her, but it's games that, like I said, I really don't mind playing, and they're just chilled out and fun for both of us. But I prepared it at a time where I was more chilled, relaxed, and she still has the choice, hey, what do you want to play today? Here's the stack, and she'll choose from the stack, and we're both happy. If you want to go a step further, and this is something I don't normally do, but I'm adding this tip because a lot of parents in my community do it, is generally the Sunday before Tisha B'Av is that they'll go to some local discount stores and have each child pick out an activity. And that activity will then be hidden and brought out on Tisha B'Av. Now, why I don't do it is basically because the Queen of Down syndrome has, over the course of the years, collected so many toys, so many games. I get them for her when she's interested, and basically and you guys have been a huge help sending her things for her wish list. And so I'll just actually save a few of those throughout the year, or those that she's really not interested in, or not that she's not interested in, but between school and all the other activities she's doing, not everything gets used all the time. So I'll kind of like keep those to the side, and on Tisha B'Av, I'll actually bring those out. So to have something special for the day makes a huge difference. It's like, surprise, look what I got today. For the next tip, I personally find is keeping the holiday atmosphere solemn, sad. You have your kids, you want them to be happy, especially the neurodivergent ones who don't really, or even little kids, don't really understand what's happening. And I find it very difficult, like for myself, it's like, hey, this is Tisha B'Av, what can I do? Now, something that I found over the years is that I personally will play in the background TorahAnytime.com. They have tons and tons of shiurim. There are live, there are pre-recorded. So if, let's say, one of the kids are not speaking, I may just actually hop on, see if it's anything from any part of the world live. And in English, they have them in different languages. If I can't find something, then I'll actually play a pre-recorded. There's tons. They're actually going up now, and they have tons of stuff from last year. But it would just be on low, stick like an earbud in your ear, and just, even if you're not actually fully grasping what they're saying, just having the shiur on and picking up words, Tisha B'Av and Kinus and Eicha, just picking those up and having those as a subtle reminder. And when your kids are not in your face, it's just really nice to just remember, hey, by the way, this is Tisha B'Av. It is a sad day, and let your neshama connect even if you mentally can't at this moment. If you can, now this does require planning, and certain, areas you have to actually apply for this, but accept help. I know, like for me specifically, it's like I like to be that person who thinks like I could do everything and take on the world. Accept help. There are some programs, I'm just gonna let you know what's out there. If you have it in your area, let me know. If you have something different, let me know as well. So the first one is very obvious. It's a Tisha B'Av camp. Your kids go for the day. A lot of special needs programs are open during the day, so just accept the help. Another option would be having a home attendant. I personally don't do it, but in my area, you can actually, reach out to the doctor, let them know that you need a little extra help because something is happening. They'll do a whole evaluation. It's not that hard. It's a little bit of paperwork. Generally, it's like, I think the whole process is like less than 25 minutes. I mean, it's calling each person. It is annoying, but if you can get 10, 12, 15 hours, get the help. Another option is respite. This one is harder because that requires somebody to just come in. Most of the respite that we've personally had over the years, they have their set schedule. They don't like to work on Tisha B'Av because they are Jewish as well. Can't fault them for that. So finding somebody to come for half a day is less likely, but hey, who knows? We also have they're fairly new agencies that opened up. I haven't used them before, but you can actually ask for a volunteer, like, hey, anybody want to do something over Tisha B'Av? You'd be surprised. There are actually a lot of teenagers who they just get bored and they want to do something. They know they can't do anything. It's Tisha B'Av. They're not going to hang out with friends, so they may be interested in coming and helping you with your kids for like 1 to 5 hours. Is it the best help? Probably not. But is it something? You gotcha. Think about it like this. Your special needs child is sitting there doing coloring with this volunteer, and you have 5 to 10 minutes just to close your eyes, breathe in, regroup yourself, and if that's all, it's better than nothing. So accept the help if you can, and let me know what other ways you guys get help below. Sometimes family and friends. I know this is a sore topic for some of you, but for us, family and friends, they're here to help. You just have to reach out and ask for it. The next 2 tips, they're kind of like harder. They're connected, they go hand in hand, but it does require you to prep. So I'm going to go through each one slowly. If you have that opportunity, great. If not, I'm going to share with you now. For the Queen of Down syndrome, generally took about a year or two to kind of teach that skill, but hey, now that she has it, it definitely works wonders for us. And the first tip is teach the concept of quiet time, and it works. You can actually teach it over for older kids, like over Shabbos and Sunday, and for younger kids, start teaching it the day they finish nap time. And it's basically like this: you as a mom set up the quiet space, whether it be their bed, whether it be their bedroom, whether it be the living room. It doesn't matter what or where it is. And for younger kids, I would say 25 minutes to a half hour is great. And for older kids, I would say you could even stretch it up to an hour. And it's very simple. They do a quiet activity that requires no adult help. And for younger kids, again, you set something called a sleep-wake timer. I'll leave that below. Basically, you set this timer up and the children visually see when it's over. And the concept is like this: they sit, they do something, when time's up, you're right back out with them. Now, for younger kids, it may be simple as flipping through books or feeling some sensory or fidget activities. For older kids, it could be actually reading the book or doing some coloring. If they have their own bedrooms or with one sibling that they can remain quiet together, then just let them play in their own room. Some kids may just choose to sit down and pretend to nap, and some kids may actually enjoy it. Now, just a tip: if you have a kid who's never had this before, literally sit them down, set a 5-minute timer, walk away. Again, explain to them what's happening, and then you slowly increase it: 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I like to go a minute at a time, because if you've never had it, for some kids, oh my gosh, it feels like death. Have you ever heard the drama? So that's the idea. And on Tisha B'Av specifically, this is a fun extra tip: arrange quiet time before nap. So let's say they nap, or where you would have nap, or a snack or something. So let's say they wake up, they eat breakfast, and then after breakfast, you're kind of chilling out, you do whatever you're doing, and then they say, okay, well, guys, we're having quiet time. Now here's the thing: go out, obviously before Tisha B'Av, and buy an extra super special snack, whether it's ice cream, something that you almost never have. And then say, hey, when you wake up or when quiet time is over, here's your ice cream. So that kind of incentivizes them. Now, if you see through my channel, I don't use like bribery per se, but like, come on, like when quiet time's over, we have the nap, and let them know that every time they disturb you or stop quiet time, it starts over. And if it gets too late, then they'll have the regular snack. Of course, they're not taking food away, but they won't have that extra special treat. And the next tip is tons and tons of open-ended play. Now, the Queen of Down syndrome understood it naturally, what open-ended play was. Princess P doesn't. So I'm actually going to be teaching that to her now. But it's kind of like the idea of, you guys know what open-ended toys are. This could be Magnetiles, this could be Legos, this could be those new little cubes for older kids. I don't know if you've seen them. I'll leave some of these below if you want to just get some ideas. And whatever the case is, some kids do need to be taught what open-ended play is. And so with Princess P, we're actually taking out 4 Magnetiles. We have it in a box, and we're teaching her to play. And I know it's frustrating because this is going to take at least a year, and Tisha B'Av is right around the corner. And no, we are not ready for open-ended play, but guess what? Queen of Down syndrome was, Princess P wasn't. And so the key is teach them to play with open-ended toys. And in the beginning, right now, Princess P only has like 4 or 6 Magnetiles. She's just learning to stack. She's nearly 3. Most kids know how to do that already, and that's okay. She doesn't know how to do it, but I'm taking the initiative now to, okay, she's going to learn how to play. We got some Playmobil. I'm seeing her start to like hold the Playmobil and interact a little bit. So think about it like this: you have Playmobil, you have Magnetiles, and they, when she gets the hang of it, can build something with the Magnetiles while I'm back there chilling out, listening to my shiur, watching her. So she's going to play with her Magnetiles, and this is what the Queen of Down syndrome did, and then take the Playmobil, interact with it, and that just bought me another half hour, 45 minutes of sanity. Another tip is, it's very obvious. And this one is obvious as it is, I find it to be the hardest one. I'll be honest, I struggle with this, and this is give yourself grace. I'm a perfectionist. I like when everything works. It's not going to work. I know it. It's just not going to work. Give yourself grace. You've planned, you've done everything right. Some of it's going to work, some of it's not. But just keep telling yourself, it is what it is. I love my kids. Hashem, God, gave me my kids. this is my parsha, this is my season of life, and it is what it is. You can't change it. Give yourself grace and just roll with the day, and just remember, you'll always have next year Tisha B'Av. Now this one is a bonus tip, and it's a bonus tip because I really struggle with this, and actually a lot of my daughter's caregivers are like, you gotta learn to do this, which is why I didn't actually put it in. So if you guys are watching, please know I'm trying. And the bonus tip is set a schedule. Write everything down. I'm trying to familiarize myself like more of the block method because I'm not that scheduled, but it's more of like this. Wake up time, is going to be 1 to an hour and a half long, which is daven, get dressed, go to the comfy corner, and just, plan the first activity. Then the next block would be, let's say, plan 2 to 3 activities, and then have, after that, the next block is going to be quiet time where I'm just going to rest. And then they're going to have their snack. I don't know what it is. Just make a schedule that works for you. Some tips for making a schedule, and like I said, I'm not really good at this, is think of your child's schedule, whether it be in school, whether it be at home, and keep things as consistent as possible. So that may be if 3 therapists are choosing to show up, well, guess what? That's already done for you. That part of the schedule is not changing, and build the schedule around it. You may know that in school, let's say lunch is 11:30, and so that could be a starting point for you, is that, hey, my child is not going to school today, but that doesn't mean that we cannot have lunch at the same time as they normally have lunch. So bottom line is, make a schedule, and it's not really for you to stick to it, but it's, again, whatever you could do before, do it, so it gives you less thinking. And like I said, it's all about giving you grace and allowing you to get through Tisha B'Av, and allowing your kids to feel loved and you not to feel overwhelmed. Every family celebrates Tisha B'Av differently, and I would like to hear how you celebrate Tisha B'Av. I know it's going to look different for all of us. Like in the past, the Queen of Down syndrome was home. She is away now, and now I have Princess P. And Princess P's only 2. So now I have to go back and remember what it was like with the Queen of Down syndrome, and who are the changes different, and I'm kind of, looking forward to it. So I'd like to hear some of your tips and tricks of getting through Tisha B'Av, because we're a community here. And while this video is specifically for Tisha B'Av, there are so many fast days throughout the year. So let me hear your tips and tricks, and let's share them together. And may Mashiach come b'mheira v'yameinu. Amen.